Spotlight series, Siera Mckie, digital creator. How was that?
That's good.
Okay, good.
Okay, Sierra, give us the log line of your life.
A series of events that made me cry in chronological order.
Describe your writing aesthetic in 3 words.
I would say honest, honest, to the point, very insightful.
Who is your biggest writing inspiration?
My biggest writing inspiration is probably Issa Rae, just because she started on YouTube, just like me, and she was able to make this huge, giant name for herself. Create her own production studio, do not only TV, but movies, dip into the music industry by putting on other artists through her work, and that is just what I want to do. I really want to, just bring all these creatives together so we can make new stuff.
What sparked your interest in writing?
I started writing when I was 11, and honestly, it was anime. I was on YouTube watching these AMVs, and then I figured out, people write about these anime characters in fan fiction. I'm like, I could do this. So I started writing fan fiction all through middle school. That's just what I did. I probably wrote 20, 30 stories just about fake characters, and then I'm like, I can write about myself, and that's how I got into it.
What was one of the best struggle jobs you had before you made it?
Best struggle jobs? That is hard to say. You mean worst struggle jobs or my favorite struggle job?
Let's do favorite and then worst.
My favorite struggle job was probably working at the bank. I don't know why. It was just really calm, and it was the first time I got to wear blazers. I was really into looking nice because I had been a server for so long. I worked in the hotel, just uniforms and dirty uniforms at there because there was always spilling stuff on me. So when I got to work at the bank, it was ooh, I can dress nice. I got this shirt just for working at the bank. I had so many blazers. I wanted to wear a different blazer every day because I just love dressing up.
And one of the worst?
The worst was definitely Target, 100%. My schedule was 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. because I had class at noon or 1, I forget. So I would wake up, it would be cold because this was in Missouri. It would be dark, and then Target, they don't play music. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but mine didn't play music, so you couldn't have your headphones in. So when the customers opened, doors opened at 8 a.m., they would tell you to take your headphones out. You couldn't wear your sweater. Sometimes they would have me working in the refrigeration section. I'd just be dying. I'd have to take naps in the bathroom. It was terrible.
What was the job that got you in the door?
I wouldn't necessarily say a job got me in the door. I kind of just made my own door through YouTube, because the last job I had before COVID, I was working in an editing house, but I was client service, and really the only reason I got that job was because I was a caterer in college. They wanted me to rearrange fruit platters and get coffee orders and stuff. So really I didn't get attention from real production people trying to invest in my show. It was all from YouTube. That was on me.
Okay, Sierra. Your first episode goes viral. Describe that feeling in 1 word.
It was crazy.
Were there ever moments of doubt when the buzz died down?
Oh yeah, definitely, because I didn't have anything prepared after the first episode. I wasn't anticipating going viral, so it's people were asking me for more, and I'm I don't even have episode 2 written yet. So I kind of just had to catch up. I was trying to release them every 2 weeks, but then animation is not an easy thing to do. And at first the episodes were 17 minutes, but then they got up to 30, and then one of them was an hour. So sometimes it might take me a month. The last episode took me 2.5 months to get done, just because I'm trying to do it at my own pace, not overwhelm myself. And people, lose interest. People's attention spans are short nowadays, so it's if you're not updating every week, they kind of forget about you. They don't care anymore. They might like wait a few months to catch up on episodes because they don't want to be waiting because they don't know how long they're going to be waiting.
Your show's very popular. How do you handle the negative reviews about your work, if there are any?
I'm getting better with the negative views. At first, I have anger issues. So, I tolerated a lot for a long time. So, in the last few years, I found it hard to tolerate anything. Like, there could be 100 people telling me I'm doing a great job, but let one person say something to upset me, and I'm like, just Twitter fingers, just going at it. But I've learned to just realize that some people are never impressed. Like, you can't impress everybody. Somebody is always gonna find a problem with something that you do. So you really cannot pay attention to them because that's like an unhappy person, You're going on my page, I'm just telling my story, and you have a problem with it. Like, that's crazy. Don't watch my show. Like, I'm not forcing you to watch this. Find something better to do, So I try not to feed the trolls anymore.
Have you ever found yourself writing to please others instead of what you wanted to actually write?
No, that's actually one of my problems is that I just write for me, and not even just like in the show, but like on social media. I will, tweet something, I'll post something on Instagram, people be like, whoa, like, you need to like be careful what you post. People are watching you now, you're like an influencer, people want to like work with you, so you can't like say what you want to say all the time. You have to filter some thoughts, Siera. Just filter some thoughts. But it's really hard for me because it's like most of the people who follow me because of my show, and my show is about me. So I feel like anything I say is on brand. Like, if I offend somebody, sorry, that's how I really feel. So, yeah.
When you're writing a new script, how do you know when to put the pen down?
That is another thing I struggle with because I rant a lot. Like, my last episode was almost an hour long, and a lot of that was just like monologues. So I try to like get to the point. So when I create an episode, I always think ahead of what I want to happen. So I'll like outline it per se, and then kind of, I know it should be like 16 pages, but like sometimes it gets like 18, 20. So really, I have trouble putting down the pen because I'm like, well, I'm gonna say what I need to say, and they don't have to watch the full episode. But a lot of people do watch the full episode, so I don't really put it down. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
How would you describe your transition from aspiring to professional and the new access that came with it?
I would say I'm still in the process of trying to be more professional. I don't think I really gotten there all the way yet. I did just get a manager, so I'm gonna leave that to him now.
How do you know when you've made it?
I will know when I make it when I don't have to work anymore. Like, I can have a day or a week or a month where I don't have to do anything, and I'm just chilling, working on me, and that's when I know I've made it.
Top 3 projects you'd love to write for?
Oh my gosh, top 3 projects I'd love to write for. That's so hard because I want to do like new projects. Like, I don't want to jump on anyone else's. I want to do my own things. But if I had to choose, I would do Insecure, Grownish, and let's see. Probably like some kid cartoon. Like, I don't even know. Like, I know Adventure Time is done, but I just love that show so much, and I would just love to write for a show that's like, there's like no limits. Like, anything can happen in this universe.
Since you want to dive into something new, what new genre would you like to explore besides the one you're currently writing for?
Kind of like sci-fi. Like, I don't know if there's like a genre for psychology. Like, I want to incorporate psychology into comedy. Like, I don't want you to just like be watching something and laughing from it. I want you to be watching something, laughing from it, and also learning from it. And not just a standpoint from like learning how other people think, but like learning how you think. So if I can like find a way to express, my fears, my insecurities, and like learn from them through my art, I want you to see it and also like apply it to yourself.
If you could have a celebrity as a love interest on your show, who would it be?
Um, mm, Jaden Smith.
If you could have a celebrity as your best friend on the show, who would it be?
Yara Shahidi.
You've got your foot in the door, and where do you go from here?
Nowhere to go but up. Like, let's make new stuff. I don't want to like. My biggest pet peeve is Hollywood is like they keep remaking the same old stuff because it's safe. They know it makes money. So I just want to come in and like destroy that. Like people are tired of seeing the same stuff over and over again. Like if we want to watch the reboot of a show, we'll probably just watch the original and have a much better time. So it's like let's make new shows. Let's make new movies, new cartoons.
Give us the log line of your career.
The log line of my career. Ooh, that's a new one and a different one. Let's see. I would say my life's a joke, so I might as well tell it.
Okay. Were there ever moments where you thought about leaving the industry? If so, what made you stay?
Well, I always wanted to like be in the industry, but now that like I have a whole bunch of people in my life, I don't know, because I haven't really like broke into it yet. Like I'm not getting like industry money, so I can't really like be like, oh, I'm in the industry, because really right now I'm just like a YouTuber, so it's hard to be like, oh, I have a problem with the industry because of this and that. I mean, I know Hollywood is like kind of like a sick and evil place. Like that's one thing that always scared me about working in the industry. And I think that's another reason why I float so much towards animation, because I don't like strangers like touching me, or like the romance scenes would really make me not want to do like a lot of movies and like a lot of TV shows, because I don't want people to touch me. But because I'm in control of like what I pick, like the movies I can sign on to, like the TV shows I'll do, it helps like bring my anxiety down more, because it's like, oh, I'm the creator, I'm the writer. I don't have to be in this role where the script is this old man pursuing a 16-year-old in high school, because that's like a lot of what the industry is about. It's like a lot of like weird old and young relationships, and that would just make me like sick if I had to like play an actress where even though I'm 25, I know I could play a 16-year-old in the show. So it's like if my love interest was like this 40-year-old man or whatever we're doing, that would freak me out. So that's one thing that I was like worried about the industry, but now that I showed them that I'm perfectly capable of creating what I do, it's like I'm in charge of the scenes I'm in.
You're a one-woman show. How do you juggle your day job with the demands of your fans for content?
Well, luckily I don't have a day job anymore, but when I did, it was just so stressful. Like when I first came to LA, I didn't have a social life. Like all I did was go to work and come home and like work on my computer. I didn't make any friends. I didn't go out. I didn't even really make any connections that much, because that's all I did. But now that I have like time to myself, I can fully like flesh out my ideas. Like I felt like a lot of my work was rushed because I was on a tight schedule. I was trying to get these episodes out to keep people interested, and I was also like trying to make money to survive. But now that I've been able to just like, I don't want to thank the pandemic, because I know it's this horrible thing, but I have very much flourished in it. So yeah.
How would you compare what you thought your experience would be like in LA as a content creator to the reality of that experience?
I would say right now I'm definitely living the dream, just because I don't have anything else to do but what I want to do. But when I first got here, it was definitely like, oh my gosh, I'm commuting an hour and a half to work. I'm there 8 hours, sometimes 9, 10 hours, because I need overtime to pay my bills. Then it takes me another hour and a half to get home. So it's like, really, I only have maybe 10 hours in the day to work on my stuff. But it's like, oh, Siera, don't you also need to sleep? I might have to not sleep tonight. I just might have to take an energy drink, and like power through tomorrow, my work day. So I definitely was not having fun like my first year here. Like I was not happy at all. But now that I can just do what I want to do, that's the experience I always thought I would have and want to keep that.
Give us the log line of your future.
The long line of my future. I just think it's really about getting better every day because I mean my story is like about self-love. So, there are days where I have to just work on it a little more than others. There are days that people take me back to my old self. Like even just working on the show, it's like I'm basically reliving all these events. So sometimes it messes up my current relationships, but I just have to remind myself that I'm still learning, I'm getting better every day. And one day these problems will not be able to touch me.
Thank you.